I've met some really amazing film stars and I just wanted to go and say hi or something like that, and they probably didn't want to talk to me. So I know the feeling. I saw a therapist because I felt I needed to. It's not taboo to ask for help. I'm not going to be thinking about a moral compass. I'm here to entertain you and, package a nice, fun film. I think if I became a director, it would be bonkers. It would take me forever to do the film because I'm so particular about so many things. I don't think I would ever finish. Hi, this is Ileana D'Cruz, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
People expect cinema stars that they'll be constantly happy, that they should be always smiling and chirpy, and they should always look great. And whenever, if at all, you come across them at various public places, they should be cordial with you at all points of time. This expectation of being perfect in a way, does that bother a movie star? Does that impact at times that there will be times when I may not be functioning the way you would want me to function?
Absolutely. I think I was a bit harsh on myself as well because, sometimes you get photographed and you're not in the best headspace, or you're just not prepared for it, and it's caught you off guard and it's a really bad photo. So I've been really hard on myself, and I was like, oh my God, what were you thinking? And why did you wear that? But I've realized that, we're human and you're going to have moments where you're just caught off guard, and it's okay. The one thing I have been more mindful of is exactly what you said. Like, when people come up to you and sometimes you just don't want to talk to somebody, or you're just, you're going through something, or you're upset about something else. And the last thing you want to do is have a nice, friendly conversation with a stranger. So I've been a little more mindful because for me, it's a passing meeting with somebody, but to that person, it's something that they probably remember for a while. And the last thing I would want to do is, upset someone just because I was having a really bad day. Because I've been there as well. I've met some really amazing film stars and I just wanted to go and say hi or something like that, and they probably didn't want to talk to me. So I know the feeling, and I'm a lot more mindful of that now. I try and be as nice as I can be, and if I have been rude, it's probably because something was really on my mind. But yeah, I try to be a little more mindful. It comes with the job. You've got to deal with it.
Okay, now what is the importance of sense of humor?
Oh, it's so important. You've gotta not take life so seriously, and you just gotta ease up a little bit. I think a sense of humor is very, very important.
You have openly discussed about the fact that you saw a therapist for body dysmorphia. Now, many a times in India, we have these notions about acknowledging the fact that maybe anyone can possibly consult maybe a therapist for certain issues that one can possibly be having. The fact is that it should be ideally very normal, and it is a normal thing to seek help. If there is something that is bothering you, it can be physical, it can be going across in your mind space. Why is it important to not really make certain things taboo, so as to ease up life in a way?
I feel you have one life, and if you're going to try and live it, based on how the world perceives you, or tiptoeing around everybody else's emotions and feelings, you're not living it to the fullest. It's your life, and so long as you're not disrespecting someone or hurting somebody else, you do what's good for you. And I saw a therapist because I felt I needed to. And initially, when I first went to her, I didn't really think I needed it. And I said, I'm going to prove that person wrong. I don't need a therapist. And it was absolute nonsense because I genuinely needed the help. So it's not taboo to ask for help. And it's not wrong to break down, to cry, to just lose it every now and again. It's all right. It's normal. It's human. So I feel like a lot of things need to be eased up on. We need to normalize talking about so many things, not just mental health. There's a lot that we tend to sweep under the rug, and I just feel that it's not benefiting anybody by doing that. So I think we'd be a lot more sensitive, a lot healthier if we just open conversation a lot more, just listen a lot more to other people.
With regards to your attempts to just do something about your career, I believe there are reports that you're doing Rudra with Ajay Devgn. Are you part of Rudra, the web series?
No, 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 no. I have no idea about this.
Because there are some reports you'll be featuring in Rudra, which is having a query.
No, I actually have been so out of it because I literally just woke up here. I have no idea.
All right, but
not that I'm aware of. I haven't signed anything.
All right. So what is it that you're planning to do in terms of doing the sort of work that you would want to do, and maybe you want to approach certain people, and because many a times people tend to do that in terms of that, approaching people that maybe this is something that I want to do, or maybe West Hollywood.
There's lots of opportunities. Honestly, there's stuff I want to do in Hollywood for sure. I'd love to. I'm trying to experiment in different kinds of films. Not just your typical heroine, who's got the hero and there's the love interest and there's like a little bit of a triangle. Just want to try a different kind of story. So there's a film that I most likely will be signing on, and we should announce it soon. And I'm very excited about it. And it's very unusual. And it's not something I thought I would have done, maybe a couple of years ago. But it's something that I'm very interested in. So I'm definitely looking at different stories as far as films are concerned, and OTT for sure. I mean, I'm really looking forward to getting onto that, but with the right kind of story again. So let's see. I mean, the possibilities are limitless, really.
If we can possibly rewind back to when you started off your journey down south, how do you look back, and what are the special memories that you have, and the special films that you're a part of?
There's so many films. I mean, for me, the most iconic would be my first film, because I went into it just blundering my way through. I didn't know anything about acting, or I even told the director. I remember telling him, I said, I can't act, I can't dance, I can't even speak your language. Are you really sure you want to do this? And he said, yes, of course. He's like, I know what I'm doing, don't worry. So I mean, he trusted me completely, and I trusted him. So, and he gave me a film that did, immensely well. So that was definitely iconic. It was a saga. There was so much that I went through emotionally on that film. It was a whole roller coaster of emotions. But it basically sort of set the ball rolling for me. And there were a few films that really stood out. Kick, for sure, stood out for me. It was one of my most favorite films to work on. I had the best time, and I think somehow that related, in the performances that we put in. Jalsa was a film that was very close to me as well. I loved the story, and it was really lovely working with all of them. Pokeri was again a very iconic film, but it was just my second film, and I was again very shy, and I didn't know what I was doing through most of the process. But I made a really good friend in Puri when I did that film, and we went on to do 2 other films after that. So there's been a lot of really, really good films. I mean, off the top of my head, this is what really stands out for me. But it was a really great experience working there. It was very enriching, very educational, I suppose. I learned so much. I learned so much about films, about everything. So I think it really set me up for Bollywood.
Many times when we're having conversations with various stakeholders, both down south and even in Mumbai, the general perception is, and the opinion is that the work that is being done down south, I think maybe it's far more superior when it comes to technology, when it comes to writing. They're coming up with maybe lot many more original ideas, and which are very interesting. be it Telugu, Malayalam, I think is doing some amazing work. Tamil is doing some really classy work. Even Kannada, the way KGF 2, the way it is has been mounted, it's looking something else. So, what is your honest opinion? Do you feel that maybe the work ethics, the 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 respect that the artists get, the writing and the technology, maybe it is better down south?
I mean, I don't like to generalize really. I feel like there's been some great work down south, but I also feel there's been some great work in Bollywood. I can only sort of, I mean, I can maybe put it to my experiences. Like, I've done some great work in the south. I've done some great films, been part of some amazing films in the south. But I've also been part of some really good films in Bollywood. Like a Barfi was iconic for me. It was a great film. It was a very unusual film, unusual story. Raid as well was a very different film. Badshaho. I've been a part of some really good films, Rustam as well. So I feel that I think it's a mix of both. But I definitely feel the work, like you're saying, the work ethic, they're very punctual in the South. Like if they say they're going to start rolling at 7 a.m., they will start rolling at 7 a.m. You have the generator there at 5:30, and they bang on time. So you have your lunch break on time, you have your pack up time on time. It's all systematic. So that somehow is like clockwork. So I think if there's one thing that Bollywood should sort of, adapt from there, should be the punctuality and their time management. They're very good with time.
And now, when it comes to the selection of scripts, maybe from here on, now individually, when we what we've known you as a person, you come across as someone who's very individualistic. You have your point of view. There's a certain way, the way you would want to be treated as well. When it comes to the choice of films as well, is that something on your mind? Doing certain roles which are women oriented in a way, which are roles that are taking forward the concerns of women from the way they look at it many a times. Because many a times we have these hero oriented films which are like larger than life and action and all that, and actresses, they don't have that much to do in them the way they can possibly be having in certain films, which can showcase their individuality in many ways. Is that something that you would want to explore consciously?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think so. While I do like doing films like that, where I can sort of tap um, into roles that I can relate to, that are powerful, that are strong, that in a way maybe empower other women. I would love to do something like that, and I do like doing something like that. And I feel that this next film that I'm doing with Randeep, Unfair and Lovely, is somewhere like that. It's a beautiful story. She's a very I mean, we won't get into details of it, but it's a lovely role. I could definitely relate to it. At the same time, I feel that there's a little bit of pressure that comes on, and there's this expectation that people have that, oh, you need to do roles like this, and it's like a moral duty. While I agree, certain films, yes, could have that. Films at the end of the day are an entertainment sort of package. You're meant to entertain the audience. So more often than not, I'm not going to be thinking about a moral compass. I'm here to entertain you and package a nice fun film. So it doesn't necessarily mean that I you know I agree with being the damsel in distress, but sometimes it's nice to play a film that's just kind of quintessential fairy tale. So I think it's a balance of both. I like doing them both in a way, as strange as it may sound.
Turning a producer, turning a director, does that excite you? Do you want to produce certain content of your own?
No. No, I don't even know how to get into production, and what goes on, and how to really be just to do it. So I think I would need a lot more sort of background into that before I even think about doing something like that. Right now, I'm just happy doing the acting part of it, and pushing myself in different sort of projects. But yeah, definitely don't see myself doing I think if I became a director, it'd be bonkers. It would take me forever to do the film because I'm so particular about so many things. I don't think I would ever finish.
All right.
Hi, this is Ileana D'Cruz, and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.